Well, good people, that's a lovely one coming from Teddy Dapo. It is the latest tune in town, and it is Dab that Give Me Love. We all need love, and it's a sunny afternoon here in Hamburg, Germany. I am Isaac Edu, and you are live on T Radio Germany. Today we have a special guest in our midst, and she is an accomplished lady. She has earned a lot for herself so far as the political landscape here in Germany is concerned, and she is none other person than our own Irene Appiah. She is the legislator for Hamburg Mitte here in Hamburg, and she is the one that we are going to speak with this afternoon. Abusia for Ohogwo Tunkukura Yenyano Ewochi Radio Elimrei my Miss Ron of Fefa Ninchi Free Ghana na Oyem Rashibi Jenny Ewo Hamburg Hanmoa your friend of Irene Appiah Nipa Bibri Atini Dina Shita Viasin Fine na Nansu Enedia and Huaku here say Yanan Edutrain and Komokakra San say Yeni Penina and Yakonya Timiko Pie and Rashibi Jefi na modern Wabon Sonko Intine say Yachibeno Yakona Bubuan and Yakochin Komose so the secret in the cry anything that is say Oyem Puntunuma Bibi so at the bois a big brim Nina no Yaneno a better to whom and Komo and Irene, you're welcome to Tea Radio. Oh, put a very silky voice on tea, a costume Kakramaya and I the P. Said, okay, I'm not doing no crime, I was out to an hour single. Yes, I'm more proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that is very good of you. And you're looking very dapper this afternoon.
Oh, thank you.
Someone else did this, and I said.
And there's a sunny now about Of course, I'm going to have some dress.
Very well, very well. Yeah, you're looking good. You're looking very good. Yeah, I think it's time that we have to zoom into some serious business. And Irene, I think you have to walk us through your journey so far as Ube MP is concerned. Walk us through Kakra. Na your political journey na udia basis wabe a representative of Hamburg Parliament.
Well, sir, yeah, told by it's just almost a year ago.
Very well.
May 25th was election day.
That was last year.
Last year, May 27th. So soon as we went through the election time, we had a little bit problems to fix the parliament because of the votes and the lost numbers and all this. And we didn't start it immediately after election time. Let's say we started around November of last year.
Oh, okay.
By that time, I accepted whole parliament. We started.
Okay.
So from there on, we had some little, how do you call that? Some sort of tenders. We are trying to go for a federal program, which is going to be implemented in the eastern part of Hamburg Mitte, which is Besteed, Rotenboxort, Hornham, up to Rotenboxort, ending with Bockfelde.
Is it going to Hamburg Mitte?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hamburg Mitte, more than that, but this is the eastern part of Hamburg Mitte.
Okay.
Yeah.
What zone?
What's it?
What man is zone? A zone? What zone in the eastern part?
No, zone like that.
Very well.
Everywhere, every time. Every time. And she said, Besteed, the eastern part of Hamburg.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the eastern region, and for that region, we went for a federal program called 100 million program, which indicates we are going to do some innovation, that innovations that needs to be has to accomplish new buildings, like get buildings that needs to be innovative, and those people have to apply for different kind of projects. So we had to fill in projects, and one of the projects was the African Community Center that I've been working on for the last 4.5 years. Even before I got elected, I was still doing this, working with the community, called the community to come and sit down, talk to the leaders, and imams were there, pastors were there, and I addressed, we are asking for a community center for the longest time, like 25 years. Obiaba, no, see community center, but almost that, yeah, the whole thing, no, I follow down. And to me himself, yeah, the whole community, and Ghana from Africa.
Okay.
And we all are urging for something like a community center. I called everyone, just like everyone who needed to be at the table, and said, okay, give me your vision of the community center. What do we need? And so they came up with their ideas. We gathered those ideas, and then we started to fix it into a concept. Concept so we captured said they should all come and see the ideas that we are presenting. Let me be honest at that point. Well, I can't really tell. You know, it was
messaging and getting on well with them and
I sent them the emails before in the beginnings. That they participated, and by the time when that was like 2 years after that, I sent it, and you have to be aware that Ghana for Hanum, we are the highest population. So
in Hamburg.
In Hamburg,
okay.
Like 1/3 of.
Any rough estimation?
Yes, almost like registered, almost 15,000. Not registered, you have to account it. So we are getting to 23,000. If you know, and we are there. And when it comes to things like that, then the first people are going to come other peoples than the Ghanaians. We're not going to attend.
Other nationalities, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Francophones were there very much. Attended the meeting, gave their impressions. Also, Nigerians a little bit, but it was more the Cameroonians and all those people from the Francophone area, and less of the Ghanaian. There were some there, but if you think about how many people are here and how many organizations are here, then it was just a little tiny percentage. And see, after that presentation, we all went back, and then election time came. Okay, we had the concept, but the election was it was important for me to win, because somehow no one is going to implement the concept into what we have now done, because my entire in Parliament.
Yeah.
Then basically no one is going to take over that part and say, okay, we're going to fight for African Community Center, because they're simply not African. And indeed, even for me, I had the concept, but I had to kind of, get the political voice within my party to say, okay, we are going to go for that African community, because of course they were asking me, why should we give you our own community center when we are all trying to integrate you people, and now you're getting a house where you can stay among yourself, right, and not come into the community that we are trying to face. We are not longing for things like that. So I had to argue, see, Africa is a whole continent, and it's not just Ghana. It's like plenty other African nationalities. So in this whole continental thinking, it's also integrational. Yeah, because we have different ideas, even among Ghanaians, we have different kind of ideas.
So with that, you were able to put your case through?
Fighting through it, and also having the administration who were also kind of, they were selecting all the plans, and then they would put all the offers that came in, or the tenders, and lay it down to everyone, and we as politicians, the parliament, we have to choose, and we are going to say yes or no. Thank God, my party and our coalition partners, they agreed that we need this center, and we became one of those projects. Altogether, there are 24. I said 140 million, and we received 4 million.
140 million
euro, yeah.
Okay.
For all those innovative new
projects,
which are 24 all in all.
For Hamburg.
For Hamburg East. Not
Hamburg East alone.
Yes.
Okay.
And out of this 24 is the African communities, one of it. And
so I think we have to zoom into some specifics. For this particular project, this African project that you are talking about, how much is supposed to go into it?
I just said it, 4 million.
4 million is supposed to go into it. Okay.
But let me be clear, 4 million is not going to come to me or anything. This is for just building it. It's not for the projects, it is not for, it's just for building the center, because we said building of innovative new things. So it's just going to be for building this community center. Of course, we have ideas of what is going to be inside. According to that, we are going to set the structure.
Yeah, that is very good. Our viewers, we are live with SPD representative for Hamburg, Irene Appiah. She is our special guest on Tree Radio this afternoon, and we are chit-chatting with her on some of the things that she has been doing for Africans since she entered Parliament, and clearly she is stating a case for Africa in the Hamburg Parliament, as you rightly heard from her, that she has put through a case where she's been able to garner 4 million euros for the construction of a building for Africans here in Hamburg. It is a plus for him so far as a plus for her so far as her stay in Parliament is concerned, and I know there are definitely more to come. Irene, why are they or say what to me Abuama Africa Benya project be it na me say apart from project we now one in mind what me push it through, no are there other ones who didn't himself with the bar on board?
Yes, not all of that, no, yet political ideas. But first, no, you have to understand community center, and it is community center. It's a whole lot of work. So you might think, oh, community center is just
multi-purpose, no?
And to get all the things in order to make it function, because we cannot go there every year and ask the state for money for the maintenance. So everything that we have to do has to be refinancing the whole building, which is going to cost us around about $500,000 every year.
Every year?
Yes. So in order
for renovation works alone?
No, not renovation works, for
maintenance alone.
Yeah, like strom, electricity, and having a Hausmeister, and all these kind of Betriebskosten, as they say. So the whole concept is to also give Africans the opportunity to also have their self-owned businesses among that community center, but on the other side also give them the possibility to have consulting and dance classes. And let me be clear, this community center is not only for Africans. I mean, it is run by people of African descent.
But Africans are primarily the target.
Of course, because when it goes when we're talking about consulting, then of course you want to go to someone who understands you, or who can, where you can trust your issues to.
Right.
But it doesn't exclude white people or other peoples and national people to come, because they're highly invited to join us at the restaurant. They're highly invited to join us to have dance classes. They're highly invited to use the kindergarten, because we're trying to empower the kids from the very beginning. You bring your kids there. It's going to be very inclusive, meaning that also people who have disabilities will also give them the possibility to partake in that kindergarten. They're going to have languages. For German, English is a must. But it's going to be Twi, and it's going to be Swahili also, as part of language skill for the kids to adapt, because we have a lot of kids here. Just like me, we grew up here, and we have lost our language, our culture, the identities. We call Ghana, and I start to speak Twi. You know what's going to happen.
We'll delve deep into Asema, all kind of say, or African, the Nigerian African, some honey are they. You better call a no deep na answer and number 7 push up big across a no motivation in tier. We said there be a man yourself, no, don't who by Juna, don't whom at Jumako. It's answer before no, and turn Yakonyanasa and your politics no hand quite tracer and today edge you on.
Exactly that. Because the ocean behind your back, no left, no right, you have some issues though. Okay, so we address it to the politicians. But so they cannot feel what I'm trying to explain because they don't look like you. They are not facing it. They don't know what is behind being black in Germany. And if you're lucky, you will find one person who's of German origin, but he tries to understand you. No, they are called parliament. But the wind against that is harder than just saying okay, yes or no. Until the rest of the people know, they are not going to understand until you, as the person who's bringing in, even as a white person, and saying, okay, this is the case. No? If you face the negativity, because you are not the one who's
yes, I mean, to see some racial discrimination big a crowd.
Of course, racial discrimination is always there, it's everywhere. And Germany has that.
I understand it is everywhere, but I think we have to limit ourselves in your case to this particular question that I'm asking you, Hamburg in particular.
Yeah, it's just they are not walking in our shoes, so they cannot go in there and address it as we do.
Right.
Until whilst I'm getting wind, I will stand because I can't go out and be someone else.
Right.
I'm going to be who I am. So I just faced, like, it's time, sir. Our kids, in Colano, grow up here. It shouldn't be a special thing for me to be there. But it is right now. But like hopefully in 10 years, it is common because right now, someone who said a lot of black people, not only Ghanaians, from Africa generally, almost participate in parties more and more. And they're also getting longing for position. Now the whole thing about life, economy, and politics, you need to be sitting at the table where people make decisions. Right. We have been excluded, we excluded ourselves also. We have been excluded for the longest. And it's almost decision making.
I think that's a bad thing here. Talking about this exclusion thing, is this something coming from us as people, or it is rather the people that we've come to meet here, they are excluding us from their scheme of operations?
It's both. They do it because it's systematic, it's structural, and it's one thing. But the other hand is like, even if you are facing these barriers, you also need to say, okay, I'm facing it, and have to walk in. Most of us are going to say, okay, there's discrimination. Forget, we're not even going to start. Let's get our kids education, and then they have to move to London, to Netherlands, to US, and that's it, because they have a future over there. On the other hand, it is also your responsibility, sir. We say, okay, I'm here, my kid is also here, and she is going through the same educational path as white people are. So she needs to be on the table, and you have to push for it. It is not easy, but I made it, and I'm not the only one. If you look at Schleswig-Holstein, Kiel, you see Aminata Toure, who's being very loud. and has a good and high position now. You have seen Karamba, who's in Berlin. You've seen Ilombo, who was the first one in Bremen. And you're seeing that more and more people are taking on that load. Now for Hamburg specific, for a state like Hamburg, who has like a whole lot of black people for this small state, it was actually bitter that I became the first black person in parliament. Although let's be frank, there's another one.
Also from Africa?
Yeah, she's from Nigeria. She's also in North. But it was more a coincidence. She didn't really, they just put her on the list and she was like, okay. And
more of a government appointee.
Yes, and then she went out to US, had a schooling at the time. And when she got back, she was elected. So no propaganda, no voting. It was just she's with the Green. And as you saw in the last election, the Green received like a lot of votes because of the climate change agenda and matter. So it was more the vote catching, which they do a lot. The politicians.
Yeah, when you say vote catching, what are you trying to say?
Sir, only Roberto. List no so and hoping said nipa no because you are black nipa no be caught na oma to aban no ama so but mostly no they are not expecting say they come with a powerful high number. That means you're going to give the number to the party but your person is never going to go inside because we usually do not go and vote that much to push someone in until I was there.
Yeah, I was for Irene Apia or Yamashibijani or Hamburg now, I didn't to common. Now I said, yeah, Miss now, but who say more career and say a bayanka, a young country no more, no near the tree radio Germany, in Yayanka, Dennis, and so
tree radio Germany.
They say, I'll take crossing. Will be amused soon as on teaching Cassanin question in Tiaja. Yeah, the best friend near the Amano, or no, they say, or no correct. I mean, what you are saying, you dear Busian for anything I won't say a day friend near Dennis, I and Miss Miss, no near Dennis, a day Emmanuel, Nasa, and I etier. Joyce and him, so the message be about, see, please speak to and no one address the amount of Joyce. Mohini Das and so say good or say good evening sir. Is there any such organization like KNH who help the poor children in their studies? Well, I don't know about this KNH thing. I really don't know about any KNH. Mohini KNH no. Well, I think Mohini, you have to give us a full meaning of that abbreviation KNH so that maybe we can elicit some answers for you. Yeah. Georgina, I do for you and say or obey every UK. Georgina, that's piece so I generally obey. Mohini Nanyabru, Mohini say actually I'm searching for one of my helper who helped me when I was studying in Raqqa. Mohini, Raqqa is in India. Raqqa is not in Germany. We are sorry, Mohini. So I think you have to turn the attention back to India. Maybe Bombay or that is where you will see Raqqa. Mohini, thank you very much for your comments. And so far, these are some of the comments that have come through. And you are still live on Chi Radio Germany, and it's a live chat with Irene Apia. She's an SPD representative for Hamburg Mitte here in Germany. Irene, modern mono, Rashidi Jeffino, and parliament, you know, Koso. Why are there no idea? Now only Africa for no so soon term hunkuta and relationship no say or representing our parliament saying city and saying usi befia ye course no near the usi no mudi hun come from momoting emasi efa. I think you understand the point I'm trying to make.
Yes, but I'm trying to find the right words to not well. It's not. Let me bring it to the other thing. You said, what else do I do besides doing politics?
It is not necessarily about what else you do besides politics. I'm talking about the kind of rapport that exists or relationship that exists between you and the people that you represent in Parliament. That is people you represent, particularly Africans.
No, it's not particular Africans. I'm a MP for.
Very well, I understand that. I am restricting myself to the Africans. I think I have the African interest here. That is how come I want to restrict myself.
Okay,
but we will later look at it from the broader perspective here.
Okay, all right. Thank you for the question. But it's always also important because mostly people think, okay, she's now a representative. Mm-hmm. I am a representative of Hamburg Mitte, which means everyone who lives in Hamburg Mitte. On top, and this is what I'm trying to make clear, on top I am a representative of the Africans of generally Hamburg, specifically for Hamburg Mitte, because I can do only stuff for them. But that is something that we need to understand. So, the African aspect is on top. It's added to the regular job that every MP does.
Right.
So if I walk in there, I walk and do the job of the same job that everyone does, plus I use the interest of the African on top of it. So I'm working double again. Okay, I need you to understand that it's not like, okay, she's just the representative of the Africans, so just concentrating on the Africans. No, it's more than that. It's this plus African. Now, you asked me how's my relationship to the people?
Very well.
Of course, you have to understand. People can. I get calls, I get emails. I have people coming, walking up to me saying addressing their issues towards it. Mostly the issues that they are putting down are not issues that I can handle on the local level. Mostly, a paper and
beyond you,
which is state level, or sometimes federal level, where I can't really go and say, hey, they don't even know me there up there. So I have to talk to other peoples on the other level in order to push the agenda for that person.
In the form of lobbying,
Not lobbying, in the form of like talking to another MP who's on that level, hoping that he's going to take over that case and runs off, And if he does, you're happy. If he doesn't, so that's exactly what I mean. We need to be everywhere on that stage. Besides that, I try to support in the case of on my municipality region, and we have certain funds that we give to different kind of organizations. So I recommend those people where I see potential that they could stand to the standard and stick to the standard. I tell them to apply, and I will assist them on the application. In most times, because usually if they just give it in, it's not going to be submitted, or it's not going to be one of those who will receive the funds. Because we lack a lot of knowledge in doing this. Not intelligent, but it's special to do these kind of funding and application. But you have to do it because that's the only way you will learn how to proceed for the next time. So this is another thing. Politically, I'm restricted to what is in the municipality. Yeah, and we have certain things.
Only Hamburg Mitte.
And only Hamburg Mitte. So I think what I do for the community mostly is try to empower them and say, okay, send your kids. Some of them send their kids to me in order to do a practicum, and they come, or if they can't come to me, I will look for someone else who's going to take them. We try to support one another.
Each other,
But along the way, I came to see there's a lot of things going on in general, and then specifically for us Like when I look at the elderly people, that's just community. This is not politics. I just see, okay, we are facing a rough time. Most of the elderly people are at home, because they all have this idea of returning to Ghana at one point in time. But the life comes in your way. First of all, you've been living here for the longest. You kind of lose the identity or to Ghana or wherever you are from, and you're stick here. You feel like, okay, I can make it, I can manage. You did not build at home, and then all of a sudden you get sick, and you find yourself in one of those pensioners' house.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, every time when I speak to people who work in Pflege, what do you call that?
The
Heim, and not only Heim, because Heim is the place where you are living at, but even said, oh, film poor, said, or be back, no,
okay,
daycare. Oh my God, sometimes my English is so lost.
Yeah, that's cool.
Those people know, when they come back, they tell us stories. So, if they had their mothers here, they wouldn't want them to be in those hospitalities.
Why?
Because I'm not sure. First of all, our food is different. Everything, so usra, cream, we are not using, they are not using that one on you. And then you have ideologies, African, we are different sometimes. If we want to say something, we cannot express it. So those people are not going to handle you the way they're supposed to handle you.
So they're supposed to handle you.
So every time, those people are, they feel pity because I'm saying.
Yeah,
so this is where I said, okay, now we have to do something else. It is not politically, this is just from my heart to the community.
Yes, so that is your corporate social responsibility. That is what you want to give back to society.
Exactly. So I gathered some people, I walked to some people, talked to them, and all of them were like, that's a good idea. We always had that in mind, so we are going to come together. They're all from the care system, working in that field. And we created an association called My Diaspora, and we are going to have.
I think we have to pull the brakes there. You've talked a lot about the politics, what you are doing, and all that, but this is something quick. Has the road been very bumpy for you since you entered Parliament?
Of course, it has.
In what ways?
Well, you will always have. I do face discrimination. I face bumpy streets. I'm always going against it because my matters are not their matters. Most of the people have other issues than our issues. We're just, in numbers. We're just, I think, 5 or 10%, not even 10 in Hamburg. So, of course, it's also about positioning. The moment I became an MP, took some seat of someone else, it means I took a seat of someone who's German or white. So it becomes bumpy. They want you, but they want you in the back of the seats, not really at the table, and so you will always have people in the midst of your own party fighting against you.
So if you strike the average, will you say it has been that rough?
Like when I won, 2 days later, I had trouble. They were trying to kick me out.
Why?
Because for some persons, internally, it was like she took the space. They didn't want to see me there. That's fact. It's the truth.
No, but actually, it's you've been officially elected to represent your people, and on what basis can one do that to you? That is where I don't get.
Yeah, they couldn't. That's why I'm there. But they tried.
To kick you out?
Not to find reasons to get me out. Like, they tried.
Because of your race or what?
I would say so.
The race is a major challenge here in Germany, and what will you tell your fellow Africans that we can do different to also position ourselves well here in Germany?
Are you listening to me? Be at the table. Be at the table where they make decisions. Try to put yourself into that.
Into that,
like, when you have Gewerkschaften, you need to be at the Gewerkschaften. You also need to be there, you know. If you are, like we have a lot of associations. Look at the churches. Look where we are. Mostly we rent a facility of other people's. So if Corona comes and people are gaining to get funds because of an incident like Corona, the people who own this are going to get the funds, not the one who are under them trying to rent. So what do we need to do? First of all, there are so many churches. Build a council, a real council, and get a lobby, and have also your voice out there, and sit there with the burgomaster or who else, the minister who's in charge of that. We never speak for ourselves. We don't build councils like that, or we should also put our money together and buy in order to also have something, and then you know you can maintain it. And so we also need to be watching them, and then also go for the same thing, like the taxi driver. Cab drivers, a lot of them are there. When Corona came, what happened with those people? As they are usually not in charge of their own companies, they at least should build a council, Gewerkschaft or something like that, and also, you know, go for their interest. Make sure that they can also speak. What else? We need to have more kids in school, like teachers who are of our origin. Also become teachers, because that's the foundation. Also in kindergarten, so we can also teach our kids and make sure that they feel identified, they have role models, and then to have a healthy upgrowing in this community.
Yeah, that's good. We definitely need a healthy upgrowing in this community, but my phone is being inundated with messages left, right, center. There are people from Ghana wanting to know a lot about Irene Appiah, who is our guest on Chi Radio Germany this evening.
They know to translate.
Yeah, translation via Mao. Irene now, I have no penisi calcum, Yanukokunan, to no idea, and no wedding common no church, and a chicacrache, and a questions are Mubuzabusameno, and what they got. Irene, dear Barn is almost being appear, and appear the same or you crew munianti, or Bacano home, be Cacade, Achle, Ewa Hanamo. Irene, will you Usempa?
Yeah, well, Papa, you're Asante. Of the a mim. Now, he was raised in Bantama.
Bantama.
Yeah. So that's where that appears from. My mom is not Ashanti. My mom is Ewe. She's
you are Davi.
I'm Davi. I'm from the Volta region. Yeah. So that is that's where the appear comes from.
Yeah, William Sempa, Oyaya, Hunipa, recently UK for Omo 2 Oma Bano, Omo Suswenya, Omo House of Commons, no, Omonia representatives Ghana for Ibiako from me, Mane, Adia, Aye, and Ono Shipping.
They're being shared, yeah. I think, sir, one of them, she was supposed to come to Washington, D.C., but
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, good. Free Ghana, and never call Ghana Muki to a new disaster. Only Ghana embassy, Montamu town, this away and Kenya, say, the Osu was soon any, to no problem for no to town, this any city.
Oh, we have a good relationship. Ghana embassy, and my person said, we do a while. I have a direct contact and almost support me. Always, okay. There's some cases said last time Obi friend said he wants to go home. He's fed up with
Germany
and TC now because of all this corona, flattened out. But we spoke and we are working on it. So there's a good relationship. Even sometimes, there are certain things that are outside of Germany where they send a representative from Germany. They would call me and say, okay, go to Brussels and represent the German community. So this is how I work with the Ghana embassy here.
Oh, okay.
There are certain things that I can't do because I'm a German.
Okay.
But certain things, because nationality, and yet Ghanaian anymore. But I can't represent all the time Ghanaians who have a Ghanaian passport because I'm so-called German in their eyes. And
why do you say you are so-called German?
Because I have a German passport. Because I have the German passport.
Then you are a German, you are not so-called. You are a true German.
I'm a true German. I am, because in my whole, how do you call it, character and everything, I'm very Germish. But, well, there's something to my person attached that will make always people ask where you're from. And that's certainly not my passport, but it's the continental thing on there that is written on my face that everyone will always ask me where you're from. So
which continental thing you're talking about?
My color.
Okay. That continental thing. We the Philippa no but we African and Titi. You need you Busana Simbia. And Africa Community Center we see
by 2023 it's built. But in between,
the 3 years now.
That's how we think. That's how long it's going to take.
Okay.
For building it, we have time to 24 to finish. So yeah.
And where will it be situated?
In close to Berlin Tor, which is called Wendenstraße. We are now looking at the object. They offered us an object, and we're waiting for the keys to go and observe the object. If that is the case, then it's going to be in Wendenstraße.
Oh, okay. So say Africa for by latest by 2023 you bet me enya community center for Wendenstraße Berlin Tor na Okanwa Hamburg na Africa for Musumaka say ekisi nye eni ho ka o kan say beko so be 4 million euros to the SM say enye bi asa ono so aye no watimi raise funds na omode eko apodisa ejuma no enti baabi a obia no amo ene se ode ma no se yenso so yenya aye de wo mu no wankotena ho ankotai ne hands on the laps wako working hard and watimi enya the first big project or the Bra Africa and I hope say the better to us.
Yeah, for instance, elderly pensioners, home housing, it's really something on my heart. We're going to have our own place where Africans can come.
Only Africans.
Only Africans. Yeah, where it's going to be a pensioner house. So when I told him, but he was not really interested. So
you talked about this pension thing, but I think we want to delve deep into it. Give us some stuff that will go into it, and that is why you are bringing it up now.
Yes, I told you that I gathered with some of other African stakeholders who are working in the care system. And we created something, an association called My Diaspora, where we are going to take care of elderly people who get sick, and then if they are sick, they are going to need some care and help and assistance. Besides that, we're gonna have like something where the elderly can come together and just chill and talk,
have some fun,
watch Nollywood together, and accompany themselves, because they get kind of lonely at a certain age. Because you have to understand, we are it is not our heritage, because so Ukogana said we don't really have these pensioner things because family takes care of you. But we're in Europe. We're in
cultural
Germany.
difference, yeah.
Yeah. The kids needs to go to work, just like me. My dad passed last year, unfortunately. My mom is by herself. Of course, she would love me to be around her all the time, but I have to work.
It's not possible.
Yeah, all the time I'm here and there. From all of a sudden, I have to be in Berlin. So she will feel lonely. So that's when you start thinking, okay, she needs company. She needs to be with something. And if you see there's something going on in a community where 2 or 3 people gather themselves and they go into one housing and rent a house together, those things are systematic things that are out there that we can also cover with public interest and make it work for our community. So this and certain things, this whole thing is going to be about the elderly people or people who are, we have young people who get strokes and also end up there, right?
Okay, so apart from that, do you have any other thing in mind?
No, those things are 2 big projects. I'm sorry to say.
That you have in mind for now. Alright, that is very good. We see for any arena here, or Hamburg meeting, Rashibi Jenny, or Hamburg, Hanuma, SPD, no, Manemo, Hona, and Etchin and Como, Ochi Radio, Germany. We'll give the name of the breed so at the Achain and you may, Nina, Fa, a year, Africa Community Center, Kessia, Babenia. Na abe ya de said the all can also we the Africa for a baba be ya dia e bebe Berlin actor ho ba bi na e bebe ya no yen hwe mi mu be 2023 no yen sabetimi akasa project na e beba so na eno so ye hu said the enema ebesi akọ afa na recently so ko US na no so for dwumadi ya ho na de ko gibibie abre ya na
there be just empowerment workshop. I'm afraid say Embra, share all the other American MPs, how they work and how they come together.
Okay.
And there was a hearing at the Helsinki Commission, U.S. Commission about racial discrimination and racial racism in general. And to that hearing, we were invited to speak and give an aspect about Germany. How is racism working in Germany? So that is what I came to say. Like I gave a report on that. And another German MP was a European MP, parliamentarian on European level, and then me. And the rest were from other countries such as Netherlands.
You all were from Africa, right?
No. We all were black,
but not from Africa. Black.
But not necessarily from Africa. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. And with the young people, Ghana and social politics, how do you get Kakra?
I'm really following.
Then I'll follow Ghana politically.
Right now, I think the president, who's in charge, he's doing a good job. That's what I think.
And then, obviously, a good job.
First of all, I think your visionary. He has visions, and the visions that he has is not is bigger than what is really happening on the local life, because all those briberies, he doesn't really want that, but you can't change the system just like that. Yeah, you need to have people around you who have the same mindset. No, you won't find all the same mindset. What I like about his vision of Africa and Ghana is that we shouldn't be like waiting and asking for help all the time, but we are capable of doing our own thing. We are capable of strengthening our country, our continent.
Without relying on others.
Without relying and asking for money from others.
Yeah,
now,
but
that is what he thinks.
We still ask for money from others, though.
I know, but that's our mental mindset. He cannot change you or me. Yeah, if you think that you will still say, he lives in a palace, so let him talk. and the down one is going to do what they need to do in order to survive.
And you also follow Ghana Parliament?
No, not really. I don't have the time. I don't really have the time to follow the Parliament all the time because I hardly can follow our Parliament on federal level, state level, and municipality. So I live here. I have to concentrate on what's happening over here.
Very well.
But every time when I'm in Ghana, I get pissed.
Why? Why do you get pissed when you are in Ghana?
I get pissed about like certain conditions as we have a beautiful country, but I cannot believe that all those MPs and those people who are traveling outside from Ghana, go to different countries, don't see that when they go to Germany, when they go to Netherlands, US or wherever they go, and come back to Ghana, that our streets are not working. You cannot be as blind as that. And we are driving through Ghana.
You consider that they are blind?
No, but you need to do something about that. Our streets, it's not working. And you're driving through Accra and then all of a sudden you're turning your back to right and you see garbage on the floor, they're burning it just on the street like that, and then you wonder when you have the next ban. It's like there are certain things like our people, their mind, I don't know what they're doing, and I don't see government really attacking these kind of things. Like saying, okay.
So what advice will you give them? The politicians in Ghana. You're also into politics here, and you are an accomplished politician here, those young.
It starts with the municipalities. Also in Ghana, we have
we have districts, municipal, and metropolitan.
Yeah, and they need to, like on that level, they need to do something. Like I don't know really what they are doing.
You see, the issue with Ghana is that we have this decentralization project, and per this decentralization project, we have a special ministry, which is the local government ministry. And the local government ministry is in charge of this thing. Let's say your Hamburg meter, for instance, will fall under this local government ministry, where you will be working directly under the supervision of that sector minister. You see, so that is how it works. Things works from the grassroots, but because we are not practicing federal system like what is happening here, our system is a unitary one. Everything is centralized at the capital. Okay. Sometimes these are not the problems, but when it comes to this district level stuff.
Wait. So you're saying everything is centralized from the government, like
the seat of government, that is the capital.
So the people who are in the district don't have their own responsibility, their own.
They have stuff. When you get to district, we have what is known as the district common fund. They have the common fund that is given by the government through the local government ministry for projects. And also they also have IGF, which
projects
is
such as what?
Projects, it depends.
Like
let's say, for
now,
instance.
Now I am doing the interview.
Yes, it depends. Yeah, it's very good. It's part of it. It depends. Let's say, for instance, when you've been able to raise 4 million euros, right? Yeah. Through your own lobbying and those kind of stuff, and that is exactly what pertains in Ghana. That when you get the project, say, oh, our district. We want to build an astroturf here, or we want to do this project here. After broader consultations, then they use that funds that they've been able to raise to work on that particular project. So but there are some dynamics in it.
So cleaning the streets and
cleaning the streets, for instance, yeah, that's part of government. It falls directly under the local. It falls directly under, let's say, for instance, a district, a municipality, or a metropolitan. When you say Kumasi, for instance, that is the work of the KMA, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. That is their work. They have the sanitary inspector there, who works directly under the director of sanitation at the Metropolitan Assembly.
I understand, but excuse me, Kumasi has different counties, like different districts.
Yeah, suburbs.
So the suburbs, the people who are also running in there as MP somehow, or they are not having these things on as focus.
They also have the MP share of the common fund, which is also allotted to them for development within their constituencies.
There's already the mistake. I really think they need to drop this down.
Drop the share of the common fund?
No, they're coming down. The fund is for something else, like African Community Center or whatever. But these common things like cleaning the street, or making sure that the streets are rebuilded, and like when you have something in Hamburg Mitte, your street is not working. Something is kaput, is spoiled. They call us, and we are the one who are going to apply in order for the municipality to come and do this. So
you, the MP of Hamburg Mitte?
Yes.
Okay, you see your system, you see the difference. There's a slight difference.
Yes.
When you go to Ghana, the MP will tell you, I'm there to make laws. He's only a legislator.
No. Yeah.
And that thing you are talking about does not fall within his or her purview.
Okay, we take care of the streets, we take care of the crossroad, like crossing. We take care of the lights, traffic lights, like all these kind of things. We take care of the playgrounds.
When you go to Parliament,
it goes to our Parliament. It's Hamburg Mitte.
Good.
So this is where we make the decision. We put in Antrag. And then,
but ours is different.
Because the federal give us a certain amount for the district, and then we have to kind of use the responsibility. So this is our system. I'm not saying our system is all on top of everything, but they should really look into that, because the way we are now running our country, which is very, like, there's a lot of things in store. But
I think you have to look into the camera and speak to the Ghanaian politicians.
Yeah, but the organization is structural, could be better.
Things are not well structured for your liking, right?
It could be better. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it could be better. We need train. We need another infrastructure, because this Ghana is growing so fast. We have 1 million of people working there. But at the same time, you have like tourism, which is like packing, very impacting. At the same time, you turn around and you see somebody smoking his trash on the street, which is like
very sickening.
Are you for real?
Speak to the politicians, speak to the people in the helm of affairs in Ghana, the power brokers. I think these are the people who must hear this. We are speaking with Irina Pia. She is an MP here representing the SPD at Hamburg Mitte here in Hamburg. Ghana is her origin, so there's a little concern for Ghana. That is how come she's a bit pissed, talking about things which are not well structured in Ghana. So the ball is in your court, power brokers, to do something about this. Now, back your words with action. That is exactly what is coming from our dear lady. I think you wanted to say something.
Yeah, there's another thing. You know, one thing in Ghana, what I also see is like our service. Like, you go to a restaurant, you have people, like, are they working, or what exactly are they doing? You order something, they will come 4 or 5 times without the order. They come and tell you the order is not there. Then they go back. You're looking for something else. They come back in 15 minutes or 20 minutes to take the other order. They take the order, they go back. Come 15 minutes later to tell you it's not there. They just found out this is what is going on with the way how we service.
So when you went there, it was a cultural shock to you.
No, it wasn't a cultural shock, but it gets because some are like this, and most of the others are the way I try to explain to them.
Things, yeah.
We need training in that, because to be honest, they are losing money. Every time they do that, they are losing money. I went to
I think I have to pull the brakes here. Irina Pia has got a lot up sleeves, and I think we can be discussing it throughout. Time is not on our side. We will not be going through that thing. I think some other time we'll still have to invite you and speak about all these things. You have a lot up sleeves, and we have to tap into it. you can share with Ghanaians, and Ghanaians will also benefit from it. So we will definitely get back to you. This is where time will permit us on this live chat with Irene Appiah. But I think before we go, these are some of messages that we have to quickly. Patrick Joaquin Bell say Leve Bruce. Oh,
you could lose it.
Bruce. Elliot, the other name I think it is only Elliot that I can see. Elliot says, yes, that is my honorable sister. All Africans are much proud of you. Keep good work doing. Yeah. Irene also proud of you. You see the way she's making jiggy here. She's also proud of you. And my dear brother Frank, the Papa Man, the great Papa Empire, the Doc himself. He said, good interview. Thank you, Doc, for your compliments here. And Busiapo Amunina, Moji Brena, Mutmi, Eshe, Jumadie, a live chat, Irene Appiah, Oyem Rashibi Jenny, Emma. Hamburg meter for na Ojina SPD Amanyukunu Anemu Ewa Germany Hanmona Yaneno SC Kunya Enyumre Chi Radio so Eneno Etchain Komoka Kana and Penisi and Ma who watch Sra Yan Tajibo into Yan Chesro and a year Obia or no Nenia Brenhon Wabatu Yabo into the Mubesi Hayana Yesi Haniaka. Irene, any final message for the viewers and people of Hamburg meter and Ghana for that matter?
Yes, please. Try to empower your kids. Send them out. Let them participate in politics. Let them become teachers. Let them become part of this society, so they will be capable to be part of decision making. That is what I would like to address to all the parents out there. And never think that they cannot be something in Germany. They cannot achieve something in Germany. That is simply not true. And yeah, another thing is like, let's try to come together. Let's put ethnicity and all these kind of tribalism aside, push that aside, come together and work together. There's no need for you to do the same thing that your brother is doing in the same street. Like, try to bring your own ideas, put in some, go for like entrepreneurship. Do not always, just relax on the easy side, learn the language and mix into that system, and things will change that.
Things will definitely change. That is what is coming from Irene Appiah. Nema Besisa, Futu Papa no de Abramo. Abusiapo, Mosomfo, Isaac Edu, and Midi Media, Chiami, my name is producer Michael Dia, or also a team painting qua our cameras next year, or where said the Bia Ebe Kama for this particular production. Na answer na Ebe Sorin Kunyaso na Yakono. Yensa inti Tedida say give me love. Also Ododie, Unyo Ododie, Ubetime Philly. I say Irene or buy now, dear, see one Canada on myself. No, you people I will cheer you one cheer.
No.
No, sir.
No. Next one. Bye bye.
Next one, bye bye. Sir. Cheer now, say next one, bye bye. Oh, ya more opinion say Kauchia, Hunenk watchia me man, so I can cheer me man, come where Irene see one cheer me man, come bye bye, no de my bye bye. I take a bomber, a better can a busian for Ike my cramo. Yenti and you me. Now I am found sorry in Kunyasu, or see give me love, the all can. Ya man or dog, or don't want them no, the all can. Tedida no, also give me love. I wish you had 4 years.